It's going to give you all the flavor that you can ask for. Let me get my little piece of onion over here because I don't want to lose it. Hi guys, it's me Shante and welcome back to another episode of Shake It Up with Shante. If you've been here before, welcome back as always. And if this is your very first time tuning in, welcome to the family, y'all. I really do appreciate y'all. Look, listen, today I'm going to be showing y'all how I make my low country bake. And I'll call it that because I'll be using those country style ribs. I know you've seen them before at your local grocery, but they are small, short, mini ribs. I've used them before in my fried ribs video, which if you have not seen, go back and watch that. I did some baby backs and some country style ribs that I deep fried. So I'm gonna be using those ribs today. Let's get right to it. Without further ado, let's shake something up. All right, so these are the country style ribs. These are kind of bigger than what I normally would get, and I've already kind of cleaned them. However you wash your meat. That's redundant. I've showed that several times, but I already cleaned these, and they come in a pack. Like you get a small pack, and I think this was 2 small packs that I got. But you can also use regular ribs for this because some of these isn't really that short country style. They actually look like they cut them off of a regular spare rib rack of ribs. But anyway, I'm gonna be using those. Like I said, you can use any type of meat you want, any type of beef or pork or whatever that you want, but I will be using these, and this is what I always use. So along with that, I got some Yukon Gold potatoes. I have some bell peppers, red, yellow, and green. I have a purple onion. I have a ton of seasonings here. I have some smoked paprika, some black pepper, some vinegar, some garlic powder, onion powder, some adobe, some Worcestershire sauce, and some Italian seasoning. So I'm gonna wash my hands, move all of this stuff, and get ready to chop up my vegetables first. So I'm gonna take all of my vegetables. I'm gonna cut them up. Now you can cut these up however you want to cut them. I'm just gonna I don't even know if I'm gonna use all of this or not, which I probably don't because I have so much, but I just like the color. That's why I use them. I like the different colors of this dish, so that's how come I use all the different color bell peppers. But you don't have to use all of these color bell peppers. If you want to just stick to green or stick to red, whichever, however, that's what you do. But I'm just gonna cut them all up just like this, and I like to do them this way. I don't like to chop them up like really small. And this is the same way I cut my onions. I don't really like them small. Not unless it's a dish that calls for them small. But most of the time I cut them just like this. See, I think that's all I'm gonna use of the red ones. Put them right in my pan right here because this is the pan that I'll be baking them in. So I'm not cooking that much, y'all. Try not to anyway. When you say you don't want to cook a lot, you end up cooking a lot, but I don't want to. All right, y'all, so I have all of my vegetables chopped up, and I use Yukon Gold potatoes because they're more softer, more buttery to me, and you can you don't have to peel them. So that's what I did. As you can see, I did not use all of my bell peppers, and you see how colorful that is? That is so pretty, y'all. Now what I'm gonna do is season this by itself, then season my meat, and I'm gonna add my meat to this. But first, let me go ahead and set my oven to 300 degrees because I'm gonna let this bake on 300 for about 2.5 hours. All right, so I'm gonna take half a cup of vinegar. gonna take a half cup of Worcestershire sauce. A lot of people can't pronounce that, but I can. All right. That's all I'm gonna do with that. And then I'm gonna take about 2 tablespoons, maybe 3, of onion powder. Well, that's garlic powder. Onion powder. Some adobe seasoning. Now this is an all-purpose seasoning. It has salt, so I won't be adding any salt to this. Some black pepper. You could put as much black pepper as you like, and some Italian seasoning. Let me open up the big side on this one. Now, when it comes to seasonings, I say this all the time. These seasonings are substitutable. You put what you like to taste. I'm also gonna add some smoked paprika. Now I'm gonna give this a toss with my hands, clean hands. I'm gonna wash them one more time. All right, now I'm gonna give this a quick toss, and then I'm gonna go ahead and season my meat after I toss this. And I did this separately because once you add your meat in here, you won't have room to toss it, not unless you wanna do everything in a separate bowl and then add it in here together. You can do that, but I like to do my vegetables like this. I won't be adding any butter or anything to this because that country style pork rib is gonna give me all the flavor. It's gonna give you all the flavor that you can ask for. Let me get my little piece of onion over here because I don't want to lose it. Okay, so I'm gonna wash my hands one more time. I'm gonna sit this to the side and grab my meat. Now I'm gonna take my meat and season it separate. Of course, I'm gonna put some smoked paprika, which most of this stuff is the same thing that I just put on those vegetables. All of it pretty much is the same thing. And you can put as much or as little as you like. It's basically the same thing. Only thing I won't put is the vinegar. Okay. Oh, I forgot one more thing, y'all. I always forget something. If y'all notice, I always forget something. This right here. You see this? Ooh, y'all ain't never tried this. Look what it says. Dell's steak seasoning. But baby, you can put this on all kind of poultry, honey. And I'm gonna put this right, and it's kind of thick. So go easy on this. And I'm gonna give this a quick toss. You can use this, you can do this same thing if you wanna do, if you wanna use the beef stew or beef tips. You can use that kind of meat if you like. See, now I'm gonna slide this over, come over here, and I'm gonna place these right on top of here in between. If you can get, I try not to cook a lot, y'all, I promise you. I just wanted to cook a little bit of this. That's why I didn't use all of the vegetables, because I'm like, I just want to cook a little bit just to fit in this pan. That's it. But as you can see, it is going to fit. I'm not going to add any water. I am going to cover this tightly with some foil. I'm going to take that, you see that? Don't get rid of that, y'all. Just pour it right on top. I will get a little bit of water to get the rest of that out. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, that's it, y'all. I'm gonna put this in the oven. I'm gonna cover it tightly with foil first. I'm gonna place it in my preheated 300-degree oven for about 2.5 hours. And when I say, if you've never tried this before, y'all gotta give this a try. When I tell y'all this is so good, I made a humongous, I mean a humongous pan for, what I made it for? Was it Thanksgiving Day? Thanksgiving, this past Thanksgiving, and took it to my sister's because we always go over there for Thanksgiving. I made one of those big, long, huge pans. It was full. I mean, it was full. But you can add as much as you like. If you want to put corn in there, you can do corn. You can do a lot of stuff with this. And you just, you know, set it on low and let it cook. I let that big pan cook for about 3.5 to 4 hours on 300. When I tell y'all, when I got to my sister's house, that was the first thing to go. And people was looking at like, what is this? What is this? And I was like, honey, it's something I made up with. I just came up with it. So I call it my low country bake because I'm using country style ribs and I'm cooking it on low and it's baking. What else can you call it? I'll see you guys in 2.5 hours. All right, y'all. So it's been a little bit longer than 2.5 hours, maybe 3. And this is the first time I'm actually looking at it, y'all. So I know it's done because I smell it throughout the house. Woo! Look at that, y'all. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that, y'all. Oh my goodness. We're going to get down in here. Now, if you want to take the foil off beforehand and you want to just take it off maybe 20 minutes or so before it gets done and let the top of your meat brown or crisp up a little bit if you want to, then by all means do that. But I'm not going to do mine. So look at my potatoes. Look, y'all. Look at my potatoes. Oh my goodness. Look how I pierced through them. They're perfectly done. Oh my goodness. And all the onions and the bell pepper. And look at the broth, y'all. See what I mean by it's going to make its own juices? And that's exactly what this did. And the meat is just coming off of the bone. It's just coming off of there. Just like that. Just like that. And I like to go ahead and take mine off of the bone, just like that. And just have all that goodness up in there. So I'm gonna let this cool off for a second. But this is basically all it is, y'all. I'm gonna put a little bit on a plate. And this broth tastes so good. If y'all want to save it for another day for something else, you most definitely can. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, I can't wait to dig into that. So let that cool down, y'all. Give me a second. Y'all, so I let it cool down a little bit. I'm just going to get me a little bit honey. Ooh, honey, these potatoes. Can you imagine how these potatoes taste, y'all? Ooh, child. Get me some of these onions. Now you can put you some barbecue sauce. Now me, I want to have some steak sauce on mine. I put me some steak sauce on here, y'all. All right, y'all. So here it is, all plated up. Y'all, it's still a little hot because I let it cool down, but I don't let it cool down a little bit. The vinegar, the Worcestershire sauce, the smoked paprika. Y'all, I can say this sauce. I can put that on something else. Y'all, this is so good. This is so good, but it's so hot, and I gotta let it cool off. But I swear, I'm gonna let y'all have a little bit with me before I put this plate down. I got some sweet potato souffle with pecans on it. We say pecans down south. Y'all might say pecans, but with some pecans on top of it in the oven, that's gonna be my dessert. I got a video on that too if y'all haven't seen it yet. Go back and watch it. Y'all, that is so good. I had to put that plate down in order for me to enjoy it. I got to sit down and eat that meal right there. But that's some of the best eating you could ever eat, honey. I got me a sweet potato souffle in the oven with some pecans on it. We say pecans down south. Y'all might say pecans, but I say pecans. That's gonna be my dessert, honey. So I'm gonna eat this, give me a glass of wine, eat me a little bit of dessert after that, and I'm gonna chill out and relax. But if you have not done so, go ahead and subscribe, thumbs up the video, share. I greatly appreciate it. You can go back and watch some of my other videos because I made a sweet potato souffle. I got a video of that up already. But I appreciate you guys. I thank you. Until that next video, I'll see you then. Bye, guys.